Hey, Click Millionaires, and especially hello to Cy, Click Millionaire from New Hampshire. Today we're going to do a search engine optimization review just for Cy. He's a ClickMillionaires.com member, and he was talking about this in the forum. So here we go. We're going to look at EmenuLive.com, and I'm going to review it specifically for search engine optimization improvements. Now, we can talk also, and we probably will, about some product strategy and some design and layout issues, because I see a few of those also. But let's talk about how to bring more free search engine traffic over here to EmenuLive.com. And by the way, if you're watching this video later on YouTube or somewhere else and you'd like a review like this, I'm Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com, and you can visit us at ExpertWebsiteReviews.com to order a review like this one as well. All right, so you've got here a website for what I think looks like a really clever product. I guess you have a background in auto dealerships, and you've figured out a way to help improve their upsells, essentially, through your e-menus, which basically, as I gathered from the email you sent me, that allows the dealership service advisors to print out a piece of paper that gives a menu to the customer as to what service intervals are and service requirements their car is ready for. So this is a great sales tool for them, and something that makes sense as a nice database-driven website. And I gather you've built this site yourself, taught yourself a whole bunch of code, congratulations, and done a lot of the coding in Joomla. So let's see what we can do to improve your search engine optimization first to attract some more traffic to you, because you said you started using Google AdWords this spring and you've gotten a few visitors, but of course you'd like more. Now, I think spending money on AdWords isn't a bad idea for you, but given how specialized your topic is, I would think that you could attract plenty of traffic for free, especially since you said the competition in this market is not that big. So that's a really good news, Cy, and I think you've got a really nice niche here. So let's talk about how we can get you some more free search engine traffic, and then we'll talk a little bit about layout and design, more graphic oriented. Okay, so the first thing is, this is very much a B2B site. And that's great, okay? So it's business to business. So you're using a lot of lingo on this site that only somebody in the industry would know what you were talking about. Like when you email me, you talk about e-menus. To me, that sounds like something for a restaurant. Like when I think of menus, I think of something to eat. But e-menus, I guess that's lingo in your business, in the dealership industry, and that's why you call it EmenuLive. So first of all, this keyword is what I want to talk about. The principles behind search engine optimization all really revolve around keywords, whether putting keywords in the right place on your own site, having links on your site that include those keywords to other parts of the site, or having people from other websites come over and link to you using those keywords. Those are all votes or indicators or criteria that Google and Bing and Yahoo and those guys all use to calculate the relevance of your site to the topic. So my point is, if e-menu is the word that the dealers use, then you're doing a good job here. What I'm worried about, and I just don't know, is that maybe e-menu is something that you made up, in which case you've built e-menu into this whole site and it's not what the service managers would be searching for. Your keyword needs to be not the thing for people who you are already talking to and you already know, but it needs to be the words that people you don't know would use to search for the site. So I would take a step back for a second and think about how a dealership's service advisor would go onto the internet looking for a service like this. Presume for a second that they know it exists and they want to go find something like this, but they don't know about your site in particular. What are those keywords? Now, there's lots and lots of keyword tools out there that you can use to help brainstorm this sort of thing, but honestly, it comes down to common sense. If a service advisor looking for this kind of service is going to go into Google and type in e-menu, then you're off to a great start. But if they're going to type in something else, like, I don't know, service upgrade chart or service interval calendar or something, I don't know, I'm making those up, but you get the idea. You need to use those phrases, not your own lingo. A lot of us have this idea still from sort of its old 20th century thinking that we're going to brand ourselves and brand everything really cleverly so that people will remember it. Well, that works great if you're promoting, say, on radio or in television, where people are going to hear it once while they're in their car, like, oh, that's a clever little phrase, or it rhymes or something, and then they're going to remember it, and then they'll go and search for it. But you're not driving your traffic that way. You're trying to do it in the search engine. So you have to presume that they're going to go looking for what they want to look for. And I'll leave this point in a second, but I want to make sure everybody's clear. If e-menu is the phrase, good. If it's not, then you need to rework this around whatever the phrase is. Whatever the phrase is. If they call it, I don't know, yellow banana bicycles, you got to get the phrase yellow banana bicycles all over this site. Okay? Now, I'm going to presume and proceed assuming that eMenu is the right phrase. Okay? So, EmenuLive.com. Okay, well, there you've got it right in the domain. That's a great start because you've telegraphed to Google and to anyone who sees the URL right away, oh, this site must be about eMenus. Now, I don't know what the live is about, if that implies something also, but it's not bad, especially if eMenu is the key word. Now, let's get more specific. So, EmenuLive.com, good place to start. The next thing you want to do is make sure that it's visible to the search engines as soon as they arrive. And you have it here, EmenuLive, and that's a pretty good start. It's in plain text, not in a logo, which is good because the search engines have trouble reading graphics. That's a good start. Now here you're missing some opportunities. These are the menu entries so people can navigate around your site. None of those say anything about eMenus or any of the synonyms that you might have. For example, back up here at EmenuLive, you could probably put in a tagline or a slogan that said, your best source for A, B, C, and D. And A, B, C, and D would be variations on your keywords, other ways that those service managers might be searching for products like yours. And I would work those in up here. Similarly, your main word, eMenu, or some variations or synonyms for that should be in these navigation hubs, these menu items, because this is what Google's looking at. It's going to read it just like a person does. It's going to come in, start up here, and read EmenuLive. 1 point for eMenus. This is big. Oh, and it's also the URL of the site. Okay, another point. This must. So far, Google thinks this is about eMenus. But then it goes down here, home. Well, everybody's got one of those advantages. That could be anything. Live demos, okay. Facts, price, sign up, content, all good stuff, but no mentions of your products. And you've missed the opportunity to tell Google about your site and what it's about. So hopefully that makes sense. Moving on. Online service menu. Now, this sounds like something that somebody would say more in plain English. See, this is why I'm thinking that eMenu might be your own lingo. This looks like a real keyword. Like if I was a dealership and I never heard of your site, I might be searching for something like this. And this is the kind of thing you want to have all over the site, repeatedly, whatever the keywords are. Okay? Sell more menus this week. Okay, here's menus again. That's good. Factory required or dealer recommended. Two problems here. These are underlined, so they look like links, but they're not live. So that's a graphic no-no. And then you've got a typo here. That's not how you spell recommended, at least last time I checked. Start now, sign up today for what? All right, you haven't made an offer here now. Now I'm getting into strategy. Sorry, I promised I would hold off on that, but you've got to be you got to give some more lingo in here. And this is also an opportunity to explain the offer so that when the visitor arrives, I mean the human visitor, they can make sure they're in the right place. Because here you see a guy with some keys, but that's a stock photo. I see a phone number. I'm not really sure you're selling what I want. You should have a sentence or two in here that really spells it out. We offer X, Y, and Z. The benefits to you are A, B, and C. And here's why this matters for SEO, is because you can put your keywords in there. You can say we have the best e-menus that include online service intervals and the da-da-da-da-da-da, and the other stuff that only you know. But that could all be right in this block and confirmed to both the visitor and the search engine by the repeated use of relevant keywords that this site is about the topics that you want them to find when they're searching. Okay, next, click here now. Now, this is a classic no-no. Click here now. Well, click here now. Why? First of all, like strategically, signing up. I'm not sure what I'm signing up for, but you're missing a big SEO opportunity here. This is your first real link. These are not links, as we talked about, and this is. So this is a place where you should say, at least you should say, click here for more e-menu something something. Get your keywords in this link, because Google views a link like this as another vote for what the site's content is. And click here, well, every site in the world has click here on it, and that doesn't tell them anything. If you said click here for great e-menu discounts or something, then it would be, oh, it's a link and it has e-menu. Okay, there's another vote for e-menu, and we're going to give that extra credit because it's a link, which means the site owner, you, Sai, went to the trouble of including the keyword in the link. That's another signal to them. Moving over here, you've got a photo here, nice looking photo, I guess. Pretty anonymous. I'd actually, Sai, you're a nice looking guy. I would rather see this photo up there, this one here. Look at you. Yeah, you look like a guy I would trust. Friendly, look like a competent guy. I'd put this photo up there rather than this stock photo. I'm not sure the stock photo is doing you any benefits there. From an SEO point of view, there's your video. We'll talk about your video in a second. Yeah, nice video. I'd put yourself up there, and I would put keywords in the tags. I would title the name of the file, like the Sai, you might just call it Sai headshot.jpg, but I would call it Sai eMenu expert .jpg, and then I would put it with what they call the alt and the title tags for every photo on here. Include your keywords again. Every opportunity to put your keywords in that isn't abusive, don't go too far, but any place where it's reasonable that you might be reinforcing the use of those words, you should put it in again, and that includes in the graphics. All right, let's see, what else we got here? So EmenuLive. Okay, here you've got some keywords. EmenuLive, automotive, online, e-menus. Okay, that's the first time the word automotive has shown up, I think, right? So if you want to talk about automotive and dealerships, I don't see any of those words here. Auto, car, dealership. Oh, there's dealer. Okay. But all that stuff, those are, you don't need 1,000 keywords, but figure outside what your top number 1 is and use that as we've talked about. And then figure out 2, 3, 4, or maybe 5 and 6, and make sure you mix them in here. I'd put some more text on the page. Just small text, friendly text, and laid out in a pretty way. Okay, here we go. Now, this is really rich. Online, EmenuLive, online automotive service, e-menus. Okay, there you've said it a couple times. Good, now we're getting into the meat of it. Here, the fastest way to fixed ops profitability with improved effective labor rate. Now that must be industry stuff, so that sounds good to me, I guess, if that makes sense to you. This stuff seems kind of redundant with this stuff. So maybe you can move this up here and save yourself some space, because a lot of your action is down way below the fold, and you're hiding a lot of your information. This live chat, this is very generic. I've seen this girl on 1,000 websites. I'm sure she's very talented. If live chat's important to you, then okay. It strikes me that that's maybe you're just kind of enjoying the technology, but I'm not sure that's really necessary. Same with the phone number up here. If you expect people to call you, great. If not, I'd clean this stuff out and focus the site on what you really want, which I think is what's really missing here. I'm going to have to verge into strategy here for a second. What do you want, Sai? Do you want people to sign up for your email list? Do you want them to buy right away? You're not converting people because I don't know what to do. Even if I came here and looked at this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to click here now. Even assuming you've sold me, here's a form. Get started making more net profit on maintenance. You've got another typo here, maintenance. Be sure to provide a phone number so you can reach right away. Questions about not quite where to start. Like, you haven't sold me yet, but if this is what you're driving at, then all this other stuff should be links to that. And I'd get rid of the chat and the phone number and all this stuff and pick your goal and drive there. Okay. Nice video. You're well spoken. It's very foggy. I don't know if you can see in my video of your video, but it looks like you're behind, like there's Vaseline on the lens or something, like to give you this fogginess. You're also speaking rather slowly. I talk faster and louder, but I think it would pop a little more if you had a better focused camera that was a little brighter and you spoke a little faster to get people's attention. But that's a personal style thing. It's a good video. I like your secret sauce graphic, by the way. That's cute. Let's see. Now this is a good stock photo. And then down here, I guess this is really the meat. This is kind of cool. This is a demo, and I ran through this earlier. Like, you can pull up your, Pontiacs on Aztec. Oh boy, Aztecs, right? 2004. It's 70,000 miles, and you get a sample of what you're doing. Now, it wasn't until I did this that I really understood what your site was about. This is the thing you want people to print out. This is cool. This makes sense to me now. I think you need to remove a lot of the stuff above and get this up higher and drive people towards trying this or sending you their information. Get rid of some of the distractions. And by the way, please make this a full screen. This is weird how this is cut off in the middle. And I guess that leads me to my big point before we run out of time, which is you've done a great job here, Sai, in terms of building this, but I think you need to turn it over to a designer. It's functional, but well, put it this way. I would think through the items that I'm pointing out in terms of search engine optimization, strategy, copywriting, all these items I'm bringing up, and kind of rework the site. And once you've got it to a place you're happy with, and by the way, you can bring it back into the clickmillionaires.com forum, and we'll do a tune-up for you. Have the whole group, critique it as we always do, and that's always fun and very helpful for people and very valuable service that you get for free as a member. And then I would hand it off to a real designer. This is fine, evergreen stuff. You could build this once, and if it looks nice, it will convert a lot better. So the big reasons you're not converting, you're not getting a lot of traffic because you haven't search engine optimized it. We're covering that. But the design and the layout are really hurting you. This looks okay, but I'm not sure I'd give my credit card to this site. I mean, I know you, and you're a credible guy, and I certainly know you know this stuff, and you've got some cute stuff. This oil change animation is cute. Oh, here's your offer down here. Online menus. Sell more menus, online presentations. Click here to see an instant demo. This is actually really your offer. I would get this. That should be up here somewhere. Get rid of this sauce thing. I mean, the sauce is cute, but again, we're not trying to be cute. We're trying to address the needs of people who have come looking for you. And this is what they're looking for down here. Online menus. Very interesting. Okay, I just saw that. I'd put that up in here. But then I'd hand it off to a designer. Get yourself a real logo. Just lay the thing out real pretty, and people will just vibe to it a lot better if it looks professional. And it looks competent now, but it doesn't look like, yeah, I really trust this guy and I want to do business with him. And I think you've got enough of a cool niche here. It would be worth some money to do that. I would guess that if you had everything kind of fixed the way you wanted, you could get that done for a couple $100s. Like go to elance.com or something like that. And I think you have experience with that, so we can debate that some more in the forum as I think we have in the past. But you could take it up a notch very quickly by making it prettier, okay? Now, let's get into the meat of the SEO before we run out of time. I wanted to point out the other way to look at all this. You have all these, like I said, you need to include the keywords anywhere you can up here in these menu items. And here's one of the first things I always do when I look at a site for search engine optimization. I view the page source. This is the actual underlying code. And I got to that. I'm running Firefox. I right-clicked. Let's go back and just show you how I did that. Right-click, view source, view page source. See that? So let me see if I can find that page again. All right, there it is. Now this shows the actual code that's under there. And I know you're using a content management system, so a lot of this is generated automatically. But you had to fill in a lot of it yourself. So here we go, specifically what the Google and the search engines are looking at. They're going to look at your on-page content first, okay? Like I said, they're going to look at this content, they're going to look at this content, and they're going to try to see what you're linking to, what the link names are that you've got up here, what you're linking to here, and what these keywords are, and they're going to add all that up. And of course, the way Google actually calculates that is a secret sauce, speaking of secret sauces. But you need to give them the clues about your keywords. The other way that they judge this is in the code itself with keywords. And you can see right here, there's something called meta tags. Meta name equals keywords. These are the keywords that you typed in somewhere in the content management system. So you're leading with dealership online menus. Now that's cool. That sounds right to me. What that doesn't say is e-menus. So you're conflicting even with yourself. Pick one or the other. I don't care which. But figure out what your primary word is that people are really searching for and put it in here, okay? You're wasting some space here. Fixed operations improvements. That sounds like a good idea, but I don't know, again, that doesn't relate directly to your product. You've got a typo here, an effective labor rate. Then you get into dealership, but there's building menus. Anyway, you get the idea. I would promote the things that are specific to your product, demote the things that aren't. In your description, EmenuLive, very affordable online automotive service menus. There we are again, online automotive service menu. That sounds like a generic phrase that somebody might actually type in. So that should be first. Not very affordable, not EmenuLive. You got to get this stuff, if this is the keyword, up front, very first, and repeat it on the page visibly where you can see it as well, okay? That's what you got to do. It's got to be over on here multiple times, and even in the tags for your JPEGs like we talked about, and in the links up here when you link to other pages. That will get you a long way. And meta tags, yeah, I know people are going to say, oh, people don't really use meta tags that much anymore, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but it's still a signal. It's part of the formula. And if you reinforce that as many times as you can across the site, it will help you get in the habit of doing it, and it will contribute to your search engine rankings in a good way, I think. Well, and you can dig through all this code if you want. It gets pretty detailed there, probably more than you want. But that is an overview of the search engine optimization strategy I would recommend to you to improve EmenuLive.com, as well as some product strategy and some design suggestions. And I hope that's helpful to you, my friend. You've been a great friend in the Click Millionaires Forum and all the other members. Thank you for your participation and your very cheery disposition as well. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to point out, for our other ClickMillionaires.com members, congratulations to this month's featured member award winners. They were Connie and Judith and Dave. Thank you, all three of you, for your participation in the forum. The other members, I don't vote in those. That's all you guys. So that's a popularity contest that Connie and Judith and Dave won this month for all their help and comments and feedback and support in the forum for other members. I'm just posting the podcast success secrets video office hour session from last week. That video will be up soon, and you can figure out the podcast success secrets available only to members and learn how I think podcasting could help you build your business, as it has helped me build mine. And then Google Plus for Business. I've got the official business guide for Google Plus now on the website, and some great e-commerce tips for those of you who are running e-commerce websites using WordPress. Some great new integration tools that are available to help you make more money online using WordPress websites. So thanks for listening. I'm Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com and from ExpertWebsiteReviews.com. I hope this is helpful to you if you're watching, and especially to our good friend Click Millionaire Cy. See you soon. Thanks for watching.